If you've ever been in love, I have no doubt your heart has been broken at least once. For your own sake, I only hope once. I mean, looking at my personal experience, once is enough. And when I actually try to remember those times, the heartbreak, the hurt, the pain, the intensity with it grabs you around your throat, punches through your chest, squeezing your heart as hard as possible, I say sometimes even once is one too many times. But would I want to be without it? To have never experienced heartache? Hell no. If nothing else, I'm that much smarter now and can share my opinion on the matter with you guys, my viewers. So let's just get down to business. How do you cope with losing love? Time, grieve, reflect. I have no doubt that right after losing the person you love, you are literally torturing yourself with all the what ifs, all the imaginary scenarios, a million possibilities. Would the outcome would have been different if you did something different? If your behaviour was different? Well, maybe. And maybe the person you love would have left you anyway because it was not your fault. Maybe if you did something else, they would have stayed with you longer or even forever. Who knows? Either way, this is an unhealthy approach to this in the first place. You are who you are. You did everything you did in your relationship because of who you are. Sure, maybe even though you knew that if you were less jealous or controlling or did whatever else different, things would have been better now. But that doesn't matter. You can't undo things that you screwed up, nor can you adjust certain things because you are who you are, or even more accurately, you were who you were. Now, post-breakup, things are different. You have a different perspective on things and you are, for all intents and purposes, a different person. Look, I believe that we can grow, that we can change. We do all the time. But that doesn't mean that we can change the past. Torturing ourselves over something that we've lost due to our mistakes or the mistakes and behaviour of our partner is pointless. All you can do is afford yourself the time to grieve. If for nothing else, then at least for your sanity and emotional peace, and maybe to reflect on what you could try and change in the future. The problem is that whatever you feel now, whatever insight you feel like you're having right now, that is there only because of what has happened to you. You only know it all, or at least to the degree that actually makes you reflect because of what happened. So in a way, whatever happened could be a positive. It could be the nudge that you need to finally solidify the ideas you had during your relationship. Stuff that you knew would not do your relationship any good in the long run, but back then, now you were just not ready to accept their significance. Now you are. The fact that you grieve and talk to yourself over all the imaginary scenarios and the possible mistakes you have done means that now you're ready to actualize the things you have learned and hopefully make your next relationship better. Creepy guy in the bushes. Breakups are almost always hard. Well, perhaps unless you are the instigator and you do it because you have the next new love interest lined up. Other than that, whether it just naturally falls apart or your partner kicks you to the curb, whatever the reason may be, it will sting a bit. What's worse, the idea that they're out there having fun, not grieving the way you are, not feeling as bad or suffering as much as you are, must feel strange. And the idea that they're out there hooking up with someone else just after they've ended things with you must feel straight up insane. That does not mean that you should immediately turn into some Mr. Magoo, creep around their house or hide in the bushes as you watch them having fun in a club, sharing a meal with someone in a restaurant. Have some self-respect. I get it, you hurt and you're grabbing the straws hoping that a miracle will happen and they will either remain unhappy for the rest of their lives, just the way you feel right now, or somehow they'll realise their mistake and come back. Obviously that ain't gonna happen, and even if it did, you should never step into the same river twice. I am yet to hear about any back and forth, on-off relationship that was successful in the end. The temptation to establish some sort of contact or check up their social media can be overwhelming, just to feel a closeness with them again, but this can often cause more harm than good. Honestly, the best thing you could do is drop it all. Stop being creepy, stop calling them and then hanging up, stop stalking their social media, and stop interacting with their friends and asking how they are doing. Whether you made a mistake or not, whatever has happened, that is in the past, and your current reality is such as that you are no longer in the relationship with this person, and you can continue beating yourself up, prolonging the hope and suffering by stalking them. None of that is going to result in anything long-term or successful. And look, I'm not saying that you will never be together again. Who knows, as unlikely as it sounds, you may find each other in 10 years' time, but by then, both of you have matured and become different people, and that will be a different story altogether. So the bottom line is, it's over, so let it rest. Keep the memories, the love you once shared, keep in mind things you wish you differently, and trust me, I have no doubt you will be in another relationship that will hopefully be much better soon enough. So try to hook up with someone just to replace your ex, that will not go down well. Lessons and therapy. As much as you think you've lost a perfect relationship, there must have been a reason for it to end. And you may keep asking the question as to what went wrong for eternity. For one thing, it does not matter because you cannot change it, and something else that is out of your control could have gone wrong. And secondly, you would not be here asking the questions if it hasn't happened in the first place. So once the pain dulls down and your emotions settle, you can and should self-reflect, but not in the sense of blaming yourself. That is not productive. Instead, look back and think about all the things you already suspected as not being a good idea but ignored. Control, jealousy, lack of attention, respect, intimacy, avoidance and poor communication, insufficient time, criticism, maybe you wanted to receive more than you were willing to give. Whatever it was that you know now and knew back then but decided to ignore is a good place to start when setting on your journey of self-reflection and learning from your own mistakes. All you have to do is want to be the best you could be. And honestly, in pure honesty, that is all of us can ever wish and strive for. But I understand these things may be tough, whether due to experience, lack of perspective, personality quirks, or just lower emotional intelligence. All of that could potentially prevent you from even seeing your potential for growth. If that is the case, go ahead, click on the description below and open the link with our recommended counselling service. Write down your problem, choose the therapist you like and connect and deal. That is all it takes, the first step. But the first step could be just one of many of your journey of self-fulfillment, self-realization, increased confidence and self-esteem. Journey to self-discovery and actualization of lessons learned from your past relationships to benefit your next one. Finding love and falling in love is easy. Remaining in love and maintaining it is an art. And I believe all of you can be the Mozarts, the Picasso and Monets of your love life. So good luck. Bye.